Dappy-doo. You know, I want those. Remember the old Scooby Doo's? What is it? The Scooby Doo movies, like with Tim Conway and Phyllis Diller and the Three
Stiller,
Stooges.
yeah.
Remember? Those were great, man.
Those were really good.
Don Knotts.
I think Davy Jones was on one of those.
Davy Jones, yes, you are correct. Batman and Robin.
The great Jerry Reed, I think, made an appearance.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think it seemed like there was. Oh, Mama Cass. There was
Mama
a Mama Cass appearance.
I do remember this. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh man, yeah.
I was just remembering the Jerry Reed song off of that thing. It was called like Miss Mary Sunshine or something like that.
I know it if I heard it, but I can't remember it.
Miss Mary Sunshine.
Yeah, Miss Mary Sunshine.
How did Hoyt Axton's agent miss out on that?
I got that on Amazon. I don't know, man. Total.
I was so incredibly gay for WKRP in Cincinnati. I remember the Hoyt Axton guest spot, and I can remember some of the songs that he sang on that episode.
I do remember that episode. I couldn't tell you the songs, but that's funny.
It was Della and a dealer and a dog named Jake and a cat named Kalamazoo. Left the city in a pickup truck. Gonna make some dreams come true. Now. That was that one.
No.
And then that was the one they recorded in the studio at the end. And then there was you got a knife, I got a gun. Come on, boy, we're gonna have a little fun. I'm a jealous man. I die for love. If you don't want to meet me in the alley tonight, too late for talking and ready to fight. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. That's
another KRP. That's another Hoyt Axton KRP song.
He was singing that to Johnny because he thought, they're trying to perpetuate the idea that Johnny and Jennifer were a couple. Right. I think I know the answer to this.
Okay.
I think I know the answer to this, but did you see any of the Hitman Hart thing on A&E?
No.
I just saw the last 45 minutes.
Baseball. I'm sorry.
I saw the last 45 minutes of it, and this is great. Vince is still sort of trying to feed the narrative that Brett just didn't want to give up the belt, and we had to have the belt, and that was it. that was kind of what he's trying to feed as far as that narrative.
We're still doing that.
Like 24 years later, but then to their credit, they did go ahead and go back and tell the whole story and all the creative control and all that shit and the behind the scenes thing with the earpiece from Hitman series, Wrestling with Shadows and all that shit. So they did go back and do it, but then this is really good. Vince tries to feed the narrative that, well, I wanted to see Brett maybe come down to the ring. I could have hit in the back, but I was gonna go. Like, he's super brave for coming to the ring and taking that spittle right in the eye from Bret Hart. That is what Vince was trying to tell us tonight on A&E.
Yeah, dude. I guess we shouldn't be surprised because he'll hang on to anything, And
it's the greatest.
It's so typical. I mean, I guess I shouldn't roll my eyes or whatever, but it's just, God dang. Maybe the imminent sale is really going to be a good thing, and we're just underplaying it here.
I don't think it's going to be good, but I don't know how much worse it's going to be than what we have now. I think that's the issue. I mean,
I just don't want it to turn into fucking WCW 2000. I don't want that, and I'm afraid that. Well, I guess it depends on who buys it, but I'm assuming it'll be Universal, right? That's who we think it is. Or am I missing something there?
No, I think you're spot on. It feels like that investment in bringing all the stuff over to Peacock kind of paves the way, and then we're just killing these salaries. And then I think Nick Khan is going to be the guy that, pulls it all together and makes it happen. He's the company matchmaker, and he'll get a big payout when all of this shit's over. And I think that's the deal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's. I was thinking about this when we were talking about it earlier. I wonder if they know when the trigger is going to be pulled on this, and they're just kind of waiting it out for one reason or the other, or are there still a lot of I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed kind of shit? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Is there a strategical thing going on? Like, are they going to wait until after SummerSlam? Do they think it's going to affect anything about SummerSlam? You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious if that's got anything to do with it.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to just go ahead and do it at the best time for the market and all that stuff, and trying to figure out how that's going to go, and then working out all the stuff with the WWE stock and how it's going to be diluted or whatever they're going to do, and then I don't know, waiting for that big Triple H versus Cody Rhodes match on Labor Day weekend. I guess that's what we're doing. Yeah,
it's coming.
I don't know what's going on. Those guys are going to get massive payouts, and this. I mean, it feels like this Nick Khan guy is the guy. He's going to be like the matchmaker dude that puts all of this together. He's going to make the two parties marry each other as much as they possibly can. You ever see Dr. Strangelove?
Long time ago, man. I keep wanting to go back and watch it again, but yes, I technically I have, but you probably will say something I don't remember.
One of the things right at the very beginning of the movie, it's like one of the first things you see is they're doing one of those things where they refuel one of those really huge planes in mid-flight, and Kubrick makes it seem like it's super romantic with all the romantic music and everything, like they're fucking.
I don't remember that. Okay, I do remember this.
That's the Nick Khan. That's what he's trying to do. He's playing like he knows they're gonna fuck. He just got to play the right music, make sure the wine is chilled to the appropriate temperature and everything. And I think that's the Nick Khan thing.
Is that a form of gaslighting? Is that what that is?
Oh, I don't know. I found it to be ironic and kind of, it's the comic principle of dissonance. I thought that was kind of the fun part about that. If you've never seen that film, that is the genius of Inspector Clouseau. It's really an amazing thing.
Compare that movie to, because I don't really know. I have to go back and look and see exactly when this movie came out. But it's a mad 40,000 Mads world. Whatever. When did they came out about the same time, right? Or am I just? I always associate the two for whatever reason.
That's funny.
I don't know if it's because it's an old movie or just kind of off the wall, kind of Mel Brookish type movies, or
well, there's a madcap. There's a madcap element to both of those for sure.
Madcap. That's a good. I like that word, associating.
So it's a mad world. Came out in 1963.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, this is the year that America's imploding. JFK gets his head blown off in front of America, and then obviously Lee Harvey Oswald is shot dead by Jack Ruby on national television, and the Beatles come to America. Remember Life in a Northern Town, November 1963. It felt like the world would freeze with John F. Kennedy and the Beatles. So that's that deal. So let me see when Dr. Strangelove came out.
I want to say
64. So they're not that far. They're not that far apart.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I always just associate the two.
It's that's very funny that you would associate those two, because they did. The release date for Strangelove was January the 29th of 1964, and the release date for It's a Mad World was November 7th of 63. So within a couple of months of each other. It's funny.
Yeah, that's so. And I actually have It's a Mad World on DVD. I went back and watched it not too long ago, but I haven't seen Dr. Strangelove in a while. So yeah,
it's if you like slapstick, and it's a tour de force, and obviously it's an all-star cast with like anybody who was even close to being funny at that point in time is in that movie. And then there's a mystery involved, and there's they've got a MacGuffin and all that shit. There's all of that stuff happens in that movie, and it's very funny.
It's kind of
hysterically funny.
It's kind of a. And again, I don't know if you want to associate this, but this is the kind of cast that I think I associate with it, was like the Cannonball Run cast,
Yeah.
That first Cannonball Run.
It's funny because I watched the first, and I was right in line with being like a kid when that movie came out. So it totally appealed to me, even though it had like nobody that was demographically appropriate for me.
Oh yeah, like Sammy and Dean and
exactly
all those guys.
Frank Sinatra is in the. I think he's the first or the second one. But anyway, it's like I don't know who Frank Sinatra is for shit. I just know that my grandparents talk about it or whatever.
Right.
But I love the movie because it's just all fart jokes and Dom DeLuise doing comedy and there's like some sex in there and stuff. So I'm cool with it. And then I saw the second one, and I think the second one was when I was like, I finally became a critic. I was like, that one didn't work for me, dog. That was a little pitchy.
Yeah. Well, you were correct on that second one. Yes, it was right there along with like Caddyshack 2 and Grease 2 and some of those bombs like that.
It's always like, I mean, there's the A plot, which is fine, but then when we get down to the Jamie Farr stuff and like the D storylines, you're like, I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think this is gonna happen.
The game shows at that point, yeah.
So yeah, I would say I would almost expect like the WWE, the Universal takeover of WWE to happen like any day now. It just feels like it's gonna happen any day now. To me, it does.
Well, it does. Yeah, I think so.
And then they can start doing stuff with they can start doing WWE World at the Universal Parks. They can do the WWE Hall of Fame finally at like the City Walk in Orlando or something like that. And they can have a physical address for it. And I think it opens up a tremendous opportunity for AEW. If AEW doesn't want to be a bunch of boneheads and book a lot of insider shit and let, everything kind of go the way it has been going, they could actually have a wrestling promotion that wrestling fans care about. I don't know.
Okay, so quick question. Just ran through my head here. If let's say Universal does buy WWE within the next year, before WrestleMania, even just anytime before WrestleMania.
Sure.
When it comes time for the Hall of Fame picks, will Vince McMahon be one of those picks?
If he wants to go in, there's like a bunch of, if you're Universal, this is the other thing about this. If you're Universal and you're like a big dog in Hollywood and you've got all the connections to make all the movies and stuff, that's where you kind of, Dwayne Johnson has not gone into the Hall of Fame yet. And like Universal could go, okay, we're going to do a 6-movie deal with you. And as part of that deal, we want to put you in the Hall of Fame. He'll go, yeah, sure. I'll go for that. I'm going to do that. That's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
So
I kind of forget that Rock's not in the Hall of Fame. That's just, you just kind of assume that, I do.
It's kind of the plum that they're waiting on. Like at some point in time, he's out there. We could, and I don't know if they've tried to do it to sweeten the pot on some of these turd-like years that they've had. Of course, they just had the pandemic. They're coming back to Texas, so it would be a big deal. And I know he would make a tremendous, he would try to pull the best deal possible, and it would take a lot of money to get him there.
And I'm gonna tell you what, you've probably seen a lot of his social media outlets as well as I have, but the ones I've seen, dude, he is in as good a shape right now as I think I've about ever seen him, and it's amazing. That dude just does not diminish in physical fitness. He's amazing.
Or he's sticking needles in his ass. One of those things.
Or he could be sticking needles in his ass.
I think that's one of those deals. No, I think he works very hard, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm assuming I can be kind of gullible at times. So I maybe he is doing something he shouldn't be doing, but I just noticed, damn, dude's looking bad as hell.
Oh, he's huge. There's no question about it. He's huge. He's a big deal. Hey, who knew that John Cena and Vin Diesel were brothers? I didn't know that.
How about that?
That's crazy. How did that movie? I got to see how that movie. I got to see how that movie did this weekend. Speaking of people that will never come back, again, they're going to be paying a shit ton of money to come back.
Yeah. Well, Cena's hosting Wipeout now. We don't want him to get a black eye hosting that show or anything.
They've got a gross so far in that movie. They've got a gross so far in that movie worldwide of $256 million. I don't know what the budget was, but that's what they're talking about. And John Cena got into a little bit of a problem because he called Taiwan a country, and then he had to apologize in Mandarin to China. And then there was some politician, I think it was little Marco Rubio.
Little Marco, yes.
I think the water boy. I believe he was saying that that it's happening, that there's massive criticism and it's not fair, and all that shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Marco. He matters.
Yeah, he does. He's so much.
He's awesome.
Can get enough of him.
That story in Variety is that the movie itself has gone past $250 million. There you go.
Who'd have thought?
The movie starring Vin Diesel, John Cena, and Michelle Rodriguez surpassed 250, including a huge $203 million in China. Of course, F9 carries a massive production budget and will require outsized global ticket sales to turn a profit. The movie opens June 25th in the U.S., where it's expected to be a big summer blockbuster. In China, F9 added another $8.8 million this weekend and overtook Godzilla vs. Kong as the highest-grossing Hollywood movie to release during the pandemic. Outside of China, F9 has pulled in solid receipts in Korea, $17.7 million to date. Russia, $15.8 million. New to international audiences, Warner Brothers and New Line's supernatural horror movie, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, opened the weekend in 41 foreign
A lot of people went to see that this weekend.
It was a huge deal.
Or The Conjuring, it seemed like it. I don't know. Everybody seemed to. I say a lot of people. It was a handful of people, but that seemed to be the movie to go to around here this weekend.
The movie made $50 million between Friday and Sunday. $57 million to date. There you go. There's that. So yeah, I would expect. I mean, I'm almost expecting that Universal announcement to come any day now. I really am and then they'll figure out how to restructure everything and how much Hunter and Stephanie are going to make and how much Shane's going to make. And then finally Vince can divorce from Linda and live life as he's wanted for all of these years.
Yeah. Hey, another question. What do you think? Do you think there are going to be any more cuts before the buyout happens, or maybe right after the buyout happens even, or
I see no end to the cuts right now. I see no end to it. I think that everybody's on the block. I mean, there's like 5 people you could say that will not be cut. Roman, probably not Randy Orton, probably not Rey Mysterio, probably not Seth.
Probably not. Yeah.
But
I can see like the Viking Raiders getting 86th.
If Ruby gets cut, I mean, I think I could see Shayna Baszler going. I could see Natty going. I could see Tamina going. I can see almost any woman on that roster not named Charlotte or Sasha or maybe Bailey. I can see like a lot of women on that roster being done by dosed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm with you on that. I don't think Bianca's going anywhere.
Looks like she's fine.
I'm going to say Lexi's pretty safe, but I don't know. Obviously, don't know Lexi or whatever, but I don't know how much her heart is in all this right now. She's got her man, and she just lost her little pet pig.
Lost a pig. Her pig just died.
Yeah, so I don't know if she's. And is she really into this character shit she's doing right now? This whole Lily bullshit.
That would be like
I don't know.
That would be one of the most Vince McMahon ever things to do, is to make her do this awful character that she didn't want to do. And it's great shit. It's gonna be amazing. It's good shit. And then she does it. It's awful. And then eventually, she's fired anyway. Creative has nothing for you. Thanks for carrying the torch. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right. That's one of the most Vince McMahon things ever, right?
It's wheelhouse, man.
I would say Liv is in jeopardy. A lot of them are.
Like
a lot
Cedric,
of them are.
Don't you think Cedric would be and Shelton both? Really?
Here's another thing. If you're Universal and you're coming in and you're looking at this budget, you're like, all right, we got this training center in Florida. I don't think we need all of these trainers. I think we maybe need half this number of trainers.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know. They have a lot of trainers apparently. I didn't I don't know.
Like Shawn Michaels being Triple H's buddy, it's not going to be like this great thing that's going to save your ass. I don't see that. Like Albert is a trainer, Shawn is a trainer. You know, they got a bunch of them, and I think it's like, yeah, I don't see that being something that we need.
Well, Triple H won't have the damn clout that he once had if Universal has it, right?
Yeah. Well, I suppose they're trying to maneuver with the new overlords to like talk about their value, because there's been a lot of thought that like, okay, Vince sells the company, but he still has a creative role, which would be so bad, so terrible. The worst if he's able to sell himself as being the guy that they need to have to continue doing creative.
Yeah. Nah, see, just if you want to sell it, just sell it.
Just sell it and go.
Just get it. Sell it and go. Just retire. Be done with it. Enjoy the last, part of your life or whatever.
Go to Florida, wait to die, contribute a lot of money to the Donald Trump 2024 campaign. That's basically what you want.
Yeah.
How are you on this? Go. How were you on this thing about Donald Trump wearing his pants backwards in Greenville last night?
That's the funniest shit I've seen in a while, man. I'm so tired of that motherfucker. But that right there was funny. It's so obvious. It's so fucking funny. It's if there's anybody else in this fucking world, it'd almost be sad. But it's not. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a goddamn how old he is. I don't care. He's a piece of shit. And I think it was funny as hell. And I don't know if it was depends. I don't know if he was wearing elastic pants. I don't know if that motherfucker put his pants on backwards and people just, like I think you said earlier, just like, fuck it, let him put it on backwards. We're tired of telling us some bitch, So yeah, I don't care. Fuck it,
Hey, should we zip his like fly up around his ass? No, we don't care.
I don't think it'll zip.
It's fine. We're good.
But I don't know. What do you think? It looked like it's got to be something. It's just too fucked up.
It looked fucked up. It looked messed up. I don't know what's going on.
The whole thing, everything about it, the damn wrinkles, the bulge, the non-zipper, just everything, man. It was just freaking pathetic.
These were the releases from World Wrestling Entertainment.
You know what the funny thing is, though, man? The funniest thing to me is that motherfucker is supporting Ted Budd. Ted Budd's getting his
I saw this, and I saw that Pat McCrory, the former governor of North Carolina, who was just such a piece of garbage, he was so disappointed. He was so disappointed that Trump had thrown in his lot. Oh yeah, Pat. Who would have known the guy would screw you? It was like nobody could have seen that coming. There's just no way. And people laugh at us for liking pro wrestling. Holy shit! You couldn't figure out that storyline that you were going to get aced right in the end.
Dude, we're like Shakespeare critics compared to that shit.
God almighty. These were the releases. Most of you know this by now. Braun Strowman.
Probably the most surprising, don't you think?
I would say that was the most surprising. That's your headline. Strowman, Aleister Black, Lana, Murphy, the artist formerly known as Buddy Murphy, Ruby Riott, Santana Garrett. The WWE wishes them the best in all of their future endeavors, which is one of the biggest lies ever.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't even know. Honestly, dude, I didn't even know Santana Garrett was still there. I really didn't. I didn't know what her status was.
Neither did she.
She probably didn't either. She does now.
I'm still there.
I think we all know now.
The inevitable questions, the inevitable parlor game always is like, AEW needs to get blah. AEW needs to sign blah. It's like, well, you have 75 people that you can't get over right now who get approximately 4.8 seconds of television time apiece.
Right.
So I don't know about stacking bodies on top of bodies and how that's working. I don't know that we need. I don't know that.
Yeah, and you don't have that. Plus you got that scroll of AEW Dark that goes on for 30 minutes of matches that happen on that shit. And
if you think in any way that you're going to get people over on Dark and that's going to make any kind of impression on your company,
not me, lost, dude. Have you watched an episode yet?
No, I've like watched 5 seconds of it ever. I'm like, okay,
me too. Maybe 5 seconds. Yeah.
If this was worth anything, put it on a fucking TV show or create another TV show. I'm not going to go watch just these things. And I think James Good referred to it as a podcast with some wrestling sprinkled in there is basically what it is.
That's probably what that's a good description.
Don't forget.
But I guess they actually do have the new one that's coming on TBS, right? Sometime later this year.
Yeah, there's going to be a new one, but I don't know what they're going to do with it. Maybe it's going to be Rampage or something like that.
Yeah. So you don't think it's going to take the place of Dark? They're still going to have Dark?
Maybe.
Do we know? You don't know? Okay.
I don't know. I just want Paul White to make a lot of money being on a YouTube show. That's what I want. And I want to hear how Tony Khan is a genius for paying Paul White so much money to be on YouTube once a week. That's what I'd like to hear. And by the way, if the WWE ends up getting rid of Keith Lee, which it totally looks like they're going to get rid of Keith Lee, I can't wait for the calls for that. Yeah, put him in. Let's sign him and let's let Mark Henry get him over. Really? Is that going to be a plan? Is that what we're doing? Because that doesn't sound right to me.
No.
Mark Henry comes in as a straight babyface. You want Keith Lee to come in, I think, as a babyface, unless you want to make him a heel, and then unless you're trying to get him over with Mark Henry being a babyface, and then Keith Lee coming and kicking his ass. I don't know how over he gets with the AEW audience doing that. I don't know.
It's hard to say, man, because here's the thing: anytime people get released like that, especially when they get released, not just when they leave any company or whatever, but anytime somebody like I don't know, just pick one, Braun Strowman out of that bunch comes in, they're going to get a pop in AEW. You know, they're just going to get a pop, just like when Andrade initially. Same with Andrade. Anybody, pick one. The worst heel, the biggest face. You know, anytime they change companies like that and they make that, like you said, initial appearance, they're going to get a pop regardless of what they're going to be set up as. So, I don't know. Don't you think you can kind of go off the pop, because some will get bigger pops than others, right? So couldn't you kind of base it on that? I mean, that's what I would do if I were, you know.
And now that we're getting back to
live
crowds, you know how
my territory's doing.
Yeah, how's your territory? Well, your territory's not firing people every Wednesday, so that's pretty good. I mean, you're not firing like 50 people every day, so congratulations on that. And by the way, congratulations to Carano for dosing himself and like not giving. He was probably going to get fired anyway, but he would have gotten the golden parachute, like with the executive shit and the stock bonuses and all that stuff. But they fired him for cause, so it's like he didn't get any of that. All right. Do you want me to do my latest impression, Ric Flair, for the auto repair?
I was waiting on this. Yes.
You guys been the figure four. I'll try to auto repair Ric Flair in the nation boy. We're not gonna let our repairs get us down. Woo! I'm in the ring to put the figure four lock on auto repairs. It's just the stupidest shit ever, right? It's like the dumbest commercial ever.
Oh my god, I cringe when I see that shit. I'm just like, ugh.
Even like, if he's even like affiliated with the company at all, Vince always gets like a piece of whatever they're doing. If he's got like a Legends contract or anything, Vince was like, "No, I'm good. I don't even want any money from this. I don't want none of this. No, I'm good."
That's how bad it is.
We're gonna chuck the elbow and high repair costs. If your car's not under warranty, this is the Nation Boy telling you to tell high repair costs to take a hike. Woo!
You know what else is funny, man? Is when when he's sitting there reading it and he's like got his headphones on and it's like he's a member of the crew or whatever, member of the working crew there, and he's got the laptop, the monitor in front of him, and he's reading what he's supposed to say off that monitor. That's his little screen where he can just read the script right off of, and you can tell he's just reading it. His eyes just following it like this.
This is your boy for Car Shield. Fuck what Mike Dix is selling. I got some better shit. Woo!
Oh my god, it's so horrible.
I'm gonna beat this shit out of Eli Drake or LA Knight or whatever his name is, and I'm not even gonna say it name. I'm going to guzzle this motherfucker.
Woo! Damn. It's so true, though, man. And they show it 100 times. It's not like they show it once. They have to show it like every other freaking stop set, man. Oh, it's just horrible.
It's like the best thing ever. Expensive car.
It was funny the first couple times or so.
Expensive car repairs don't stand a chance against car skill. This is a nature boy. Dropping an elbow on high car repairs. Woo!
And you have to end everything with the woo. Like that.
All right, Rick.
Oh, shit.
If you could just we don't want to wait a beat before you say car shield and woo. We just want to get it right in there together. All right, take you. The nature boy loves the big fat catching it from car shield. Woo! All right, wait a minute. Take 3. We got to do another take on that. We don't want you to talk about the money that we're paying you for this. We don't want you to talk about that, okay? All right. 3, 2, 1. I would not be doing this shit unless they were making a lot of money and giving the nation boys some big checks. Woo! Rick, we really don't want you to talk about it. We want it to be like you believe in the product and you wanted to buy this. We don't want you to talk about the money that we're getting. All right, I think I got it. Hang on. 3, 2, 1. Write me a big fat check, car shield. Woo! All right, we'll just edit it together in post.
That's a wrap.
That's I can do the evolution of Vince McMahon. I can almost do the evolution of Ric Flair, as a promo into old man status, right? Yeah. I would tell you something, Ric Flair can dance all night with these new auto repairs from Car Shield. Woo! I'm going to bang on the virgins and make them bleed with Car Shield. Woo! No, Rick, we can't use that. We can't. You can't do that.
As spot on as that was.
Sorry, we can't use that. I apologize. AEW Dynamite, which was in the 10 o'clock spot on the TNT network, immediately following Ready Player One. Player One. Hey, AEW is such a big deal here at TNT, and we're glad to be in business with you. We're going to have to move the show because of the NBA playoffs. Cool. Can we go on 8 o'clock on Friday? No. We have an 8-year-old movie that we got to play, and then you guys are on immediately after that. And we'll let you have a 4-minute overrun. Okay. That'll work. Because as great as we think you are, Roman Reigns is really good. Roman Reigns is the best, so we don't think you can compete with him. And we don't want the headline to be SmackDown 1.7 million and you guys 250,000. We don't want that to be that. So right after Ready Player One, we're going to do that. Okay, that'll work.
Deal.
You have any sort of say in it at all. That's what you got to do. The Dynamite opening montage aired with quick glimpses of Mark Henry, Big Show, and Christian along with other regulars. Are you with me? And didn't we call this? There's instant buyer's remorse on Christian Cage because they just do not know what to do with this guy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That was just obvious. Captain Obvious. Hello. Ding dong. Hello. Ooh.
Forget Captain Charisma. It's Captain Obvious that this guy ain't gonna get over. I mean, he's outworking everybody. I get it.
Yeah, we get it. Is that his gimmick now? Is that just totally
That's
the
what
gimmick?
The shirt says. That's the fucking shirt. You can go over to Pro Wrestling Tees right now and buy that shit. I'm outworking everybody. Yeah, it's okay. Everybody else is lazy as fuck, and you're the winner. Great. The announcers
a little lame.
The announcers opened the show as ring entrances began for Pac and Penta. They aired a clip of what the Young Bucks did to Jon Moxley at Double or Nothing. Ross said it made him want to throw up, and it's taken Moxley out of action. Excalibur, who, by the way, just gets better and better week by week, isn't he? Isn't he just the best?
He's Yes.
When you saw that when they first started doing this show, did you think that Tony Schiavone was going to be the saving grace for this goddamn promotion and their announcing? Because I didn't see that.
I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't have predicted it, but if somebody would have said, "Do you think Tony Schiavone will end up being saving grace?" I'd be like, "No, I could probably see that."
And it's like it's so weird because it's not even manic Tony Schiavone. It's like kind of mid-level,
chill,
Schiavone. Which is great, and he's doing it. Like, he'll just get he gets his shit in just like the way he gets, and it's fantastic. And he very does. He won't do that stuff that much anymore, which is fine. You hear it once in a while, and it's good.
I was gonna say once in a while he'll drop one, but yeah.
We open up with the Young Bucks versus Pac and Penta because the Young Bucks got to have that top slot. They're vice presidents,
of course.
Young Bucks win a 12-minute match.
They got to save that main event, dog. Got to save that main event for what we got.
Because you and I were texting back and forth. I'm like, they're gonna give Dustin like 5 minutes for this main, but then they had an overrun, and it was this show. It was funny. The Young Bucks win in 12 minutes because they do win. Excalibur hyping other matches and other segments coming up on the show. Ross plugged that Mark Henry would be speaking next. He said it would be a hell of a night. Tony Schiavone, looking more dapper than usual, introduced Mark Henry. As Henry came out, Ross said he signed him to his first pro wrestling contract in the mid-'90s after seeing him dunk a basketball at the NBA All-Star game. Alrighty.
What? All right.
Yeah, that's what he said. And then Henry comes out, and I don't know if you saw the segment, but Schiavone goes, "Will we see you in the ring again?" Henry goes, "I'm not going to say yes, but I got a lot of gas left in the tank." So, okay. And here comes Vicky Guerrero, and of course, this is like the debut of Andrade in AEW Dynamite. Now, I think you're on board with me. I'm not quite as excited about as wrestling Twitter is about Andrade. And by the way, did we need a heater for him? And oh, by the way, did it have to be a 56-year-old grandma? Did she have to be the heater for this incredible once-in-a-lifetime talent who is Mexican royalty or whatever?
No. But, he was with Zelina for a long time, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Zelina were great. He and Zelina were great because Zelina's great. Zelina's fantastic. She got a great look, and she can work her ass off.
Right? But they let her go.
Yeah, of course. Well, they let him go too after he wanted to, and then I guess Charlotte's happy or unhappy, and then she was talking about his debut. Andrade said he is the face of Latinos, but today he's saying that he is the new face of All Elite Wrestling. Fans cheered. Vicky smiled and applauded him. Excalibur and Vicky left arm in arm. Excalibur said he's a threat to every title in AEW. Now, see, when I read this, to me, a very natural program would be Miro against him. Doesn't that feel like a thing?
Yeah. Same thing. I thought the same thing.
This is where things, to me, go a little pear-shaped. This is where me and Jim Cornette, you can blame us for being negative. Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson with Anthony Ogogo and QT Marshall. I believe the QT Marshall and Anthony Ogogo conglomerate is now calling themselves The Factory, I believe is what they're calling them.
Yes.
So now this is, we used to, on this show, back when I was a huge, massive misogynist pig, I used to rank asses. Every week now, we try to go through the top faction. I never did that. No, you didn't. You didn't enjoy it, and you protested.
I hated it. I refused to do it, as a matter of fact.
The only time that you really protested was when I put Bailey on the list, but then she turned 30, and I think you just wiped out that. You were like, okay,
things change. Things change, but yes.
Once she turned 30, I think you were like, fuck it. Yeah, she's good.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I drew the line.
If I'm doing asses in AEW, how does that work? Penelope, obviously.
Dude.
And then everybody else is like second, third, fourth, fifth place.
Whoa. Okay, I'm with you on Penelope, but Ty Conti, come on.
Ty Conti's good. I'll give you Ty Conti.
Okay. The good doctor's right there with him. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say shit taker BM. She's on there. She's on the list. I don't want to leave out Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill's got to be on the list somewhere.
No, she's pretty fine. She's noise and fine.
She's hardcore, but we're not doing that anymore because we're not misogynist.
No, if we were going to do it, that's probably the way we would do it. I guess.
Oh, I guess is Eric telling us about Brandy? Oh, Brandy put this video up on social media, and it's the baby like doing a flip in her stomach, and it looks like fucking the alien coming out of Tom Skerritt's abdomen. It was so messed up. Oh, yeah. And there's a great picture of pregnant Renee at the Las Vegas Knights game tonight, and she looks fantastic. She looks so great. Preggers like that, so it's wonderful. She's
going to look fabulous pregnant. I'm sure she does.
She just glows. It's wonderful. It's just so good. All right.
Mox wasn't there, was he? Was it just her?
I didn't see him. She was giving credit to CM Punk for hooking up because she had I gotta be careful when I say that. She was having her picture taken with the Vegas Knights mascot.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he apparently Phil helped broker that whole situation. So here, the list of the most important and the top factions in All Elite Wrestling's promotion. First of all,
lay it on me.
It's Pinnacle and Inner Circle, 1, 2, whatever. I don't care the order on that. Doesn't matter. Yeah. The third most important faction in All Elite Wrestling Dynamite appears to be what did I say we were going to call them?
The Taz.
Oh, the Brother Club. We're calling the Brother Club. I think the Brother Club is ahead of Team Taz.
Brother Club. Is that the what's left
Kenny Omega,
of the Bullets?
Kenny Omega, yeah, the Impact players and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I have to give you that. Yeah, they're over Taz.
The Brother Club is number 3. Then we go on to Team Taz. That's number 4.
Team Taz. Yeah.
This is where we get into some murky territory because I don't know. The Dark Order seems to be on hiatus right now. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's like I don't know. It's like they exist, but they don't really have a leader per se. They just kind of are still going on I don't know, the memory of their former leader. So I guess so. That's what it seems like. But
they're waiting for a new faction. They're waiting for a new leader to come and pick them up and reassemble them and all that shit. I don't know. Maybe.
Because they need a leader to function. Yes.
So I'm gonna, even on hiatus, I'm putting them in the number 5 spot. After that, I do think it is Jurassic Express. I'm gonna say it's Jurassic Express after that.
And let's clarify so everybody's clear on this. A faction consists of 3 or more, not 2. That's a tag team. 3 allegedly, or more is a faction.
I'm even going to break that for this new factory thing with QT Marshall, thinking that they can possibly get somebody else to come in with them. I'm going to just go ahead and break that. So to me, this new factory thing is like the 7th most important faction in All Elite Wrestling. Is the Matt Hardy conglomerate, is that some sort of faction or no? Is that a thing?
Well, that consists of Private Party and who else? Is one more, right? Okay, well, even if it's just them, that's 3. That's them and Matt Hardy. That's a faction.
I've got them at number 8. I think I've got Gun Club at number 9. And I believe the 10th is going to be this monster factory, this factory thing. So those are my top 10 factions within All Elite Wrestling.
Oh, you know who else is in that Hardy thing? It isn't
who?
Butcher, Baker, and the Candlestick Maker all in there.
I think so.
So they are definitely a faction.
So again, as with the old Bruce Mitchell columns from PW Torch, rest in peace. The larger point is that you have 10 different factions, 10 factions, at least that we can name off the top of our heads in All Elite Wrestling. That's too many factions. That's too many. You can't get people over like that.
Way too many factions. I mean, even back like when the Hart Foundation and all those people were rolling in WWF in those days. How many factions do you think there were? Maybe 5 at the most, maybe. Like the head
Degeneration X,
shit, like
like in the Attitude Era, it was Degeneration X, Nation of Domination,
okay,
Hart Foundation for a hot minute, and that was kind of it, right? Those were like the 3.
Yeah, And then you had the Brood there for a while. Now I don't know if they kind of overlapped any of those.
Right, for a hot minute. Also, you had the Brood, but they always kept it to like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was for the hot faction for sure. Yes, but they seem to spotlight every single fucking faction they got on AEW. So I don't know.
So Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson with Arn Anderson, Marshall and Ogogo win this match in 8 minutes, and then Ogogo yells at Schiavone after the match, saying he's speechless because he never believed in him. He said he just shocked the world. Solo congratulated Ogogo and Marshall at ringside. Ross said they'll never hear the end of this. And they started beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes, who is allegedly, I don't know, the biggest babyface in the company. So this new tag team, which has done nothing and is part of a new faction we never heard of, they're beating up allegedly your biggest star. What?
Yeah.
How?
That's the whole buddy system thing, man. You know, that's QT's his boy, so that's that whole thing. Bottom line, and you know that. Unless they're trying to spotlight a Go-Go, if they think he's going to be some, you know, big hot shot in the company here, you know, shortly, and they're just giving him some sort of springboard. But I wouldn't call patching him up with pairing him up with fucking QT Marshall as a springboard, but I guess. But you know what I'm saying? He's using. He doesn't know what to do with QT Marshall. It seems like, and it's like, I'm just going to use him. You know, I'm just going to use him as the leader of this faction to bring these boys up.
How many people in that locker room are just nice guys that the boys like, that they want to get a paycheck, that really can't get over? I mean, Sean Spears, QT Marshall, those are guys that, and I think Christian Cage is going to fit in that category eventually at some point. He can't really do shit, but we're using him, and the boys like him, and he works hard, and he's got a good attitude.
And that guy, that Michael guy, what's his name? You know, Michael,
knock it off and get off my TV. I tell you what needs to be knocked off is high car repairs. With Car Shield, you can knock it off. It's Ric Flair and Stone Cold Steve Austin for Car Shield. God damn, you just got your car broke down. You gonna pay a lot of money? Hell no. I tell you what, Steve, I'm dropping an elbow on it. Woo! Holy shit.
Do we know why? Why does he slur now? Does he have false teeth? Is that what it is?
Because I'm an old man. I've got in this area of life where I look like I'm going to cry perpetually, and I slur shit. Woo! What happened was I ate so much pussy over the years, it paralyzed my tongue. Woo! With tongue shield, no matter how much pussy you eat, if you pay $30, you won't slur like the Nature Boy.
You say tongue shield?
It's tongue shield. If you like to eat pussy like the Nature Boy. All night long on Space Mountain. Woo! If you're not eating that pussy, you are dead in the bed, Fred. Woo!
Oh my God. Oh.
Chris Jericho led the rest of the inner circle of the ring. Sammy Guevara, Santana, Ortiz, and Jake Hager. The crowd sang Jericho's song. Oh, he turns into
Oprah.
Didn't.
Don't lie. They didn't sing his song.
I gotta say, if I was there, I'd do it. I'm a big fat Mark. I don't care. I like that song. I think Jericho's a piece of garbage.
I know. We absolutely. Well, it's just like, you know, one of the best things ever was when we were at the NXT show and we got to do the Finn Balor entrance.
Absolutely.
That was goddamn
participation. He turns into Oprah. Jericho does. Everybody's got a Stadium Stampede shirt under their chair, under their seat, so people get that. Jericho said the hero of Stadium Stampede is Guevara. He smiled as fans chanted, "Sammy, Sammy." He said that he used to do the 630 off the roof in their backyard. He said doing that at Double or Nothing to close out the show and keeping his brothers together made for a night he'll never forget. All right. It's pretty good. Let's see. He said MJF tried to end his career and possibly even his life. And then he said MJF calls him the GOAT. He said if he's as good as he thinks he is, he will beat MJF. He repeated it. He said the Inner Circle never forgives and never forgets. He slammed the mic down with a red-faced intensity. See, Jericho is kind of his own enemy now when it comes to these promos because he's so good at it. He sets the bar so high, and people expect something great every time. And I don't know if we get a 12 on a scale of 10 every time. We get a solid 8 a lot of times, and it's very entertaining. He's really good. But he's almost his own worst enemy on that shit.
Right. And he, well, it's, in a way, it's like Flair. I mean, Flair didn't give us 10s every single time. I mean, they'll show 10s all the time, of course. But if you go back and look at every single little bitty promo they did, they weren't that great. I mean, they were okay. I mean, he couldn't do a horrible one. But I mean, cut him some breaks, man.
Trent, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy. Is that another faction?
Yeah, don't you think?
The Orange Friends.
Best friends and Orange Cassidy. I mean,
the Orange Friends is what we're calling them, or the freshly squeezed friends. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
that's 11. That's 11 different factions. We've got 11 different factions that we just named right off the top of our heads.
And we consider name back in the day tons of guys that were single wrestlers. Who came out with nobody, friends or anybody.
All the time, even heels. Even heels didn't pal around a lot of times.
And heels too. Yeah, everybody.
You think Wahoo McDaniel ever needed anybody in his? I mean, he would. I mean, he's a babyface, but a lot of times he just got like Blackjack. You think Blackjack? No, he was fucking go out and whoop ass. That's all he did.
Well, I mean, you would get your buddies or an acquaintance or a friend or whatever at times if you needed them to tag against somebody, if you're getting, like double teamed on all the time or something like that. But you didn't continuously stay in some faction or something. Like Wahoo's definitely just known for just being his own dude,
Right.
And same with you go at that with Dick Slater, and I mean you go down the line, man. Yeah.
Trent, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy responded in the locker room to the outcome for the AEW World Title match. Chuck called Callis a useless con man. Trent said a bad guy cheated and won a deadly series. Cassidy said, if you think this is over, it's not. Backstage to Omega and Callis critiquing the color mix on the screen, showing footage of his win on Sunday. Alex Marvez walked in and said, the best friends are accusing them of cheating. Callis says it's a false narrative and a con job because nobody can beat them. He said they have raw footage and will blow up the conspiracy that is trying to take the AEW title away from Omega. Marvez brought up Jungle Boy winning the Casino Battle Royale to earn a title match against him. Omega laughed and asked how many in that match were in the top 5. Omega said he loves Jungle Boy's music, but it takes something to be a jungle man instead of a boy. He began singing Jungle Boy's music. Tony Khan, of course, paying the big bucks to get Baltimore. Money that could have been sent to sign other wrestlers, but that's just me. It's all right.
Well, how much do you really have to pay for Baltimore?
It's pretty, some of that shit's pretty expensive to get the actual rights. Some of that shit's really expensive. Plus, he's paid for the rights to he paid for the rights to all that stuff when Brody Lee died. He paid for the rights in perpetuity to have that stuff on the YouTube channel forever and stuff.
Okay.
Jungle Boy and Christian Cage against Private Party. Let's see. Winner is JB and Christian. So big win for Christian. I think that's going to put him over for sure.
Yeah, ought to.
After the match, Matt Hardy gave Christian a twist of fate on the ramp and then ran like a scalded dog, as Ross put it. Are you happy about the Matt Hardy and Christian Cage rivalry here in 1998, Bryant?
Why would I be happy about that?
Yeah. As clips aired
look, let me say this, though. Let me just say this. I like them both. I've always liked both of them. But I don't want it now. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't.
Because it's not the 20th century anymore.
It's not 2008.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As clips aired from Double or Nothing, Taz told the Hangman to pick a partner to face Powerhouse Hobbs and Brian Cage next week on Dinamito. He said Hangman screwed around with the wrong club. Ricky Starks and Taz's son were standing there with Hobbs, Cage, and Taz. I'm glad they brought Taz's son. That's going to bring some life into Team Taz.
Can we stop it with the sons?
Yeah, right. How many, I think Billy Gunn's just going to try impregnating people just so he can get another kid in there in 20 years. When Tony Khan's money's still going to be going strong.
So you just have on like Von Erich stable.
Schiavone introduced Sting, who came out with Darby. Excalibur said it was an honor to call Sting's return match. Sting said, "Shut the fuck up, Excalibur." No, he should have, though. That would have been good. Sting wore a t-shirt. Sting wore a t-shirt with half his face and half Darby's that is likely to sell a lot. Sting said he has so many incredible experiences in wrestling, but last Sunday will be a night he will never forget. He said Double or Nothing stands up to anything he has ever done in the business. Fans chanted, "You still got it." Sting thanked the fans for the chant. Scorpio and Ethan interrupted on the big screen. He said Sting was incredible. He said that he knows why they call him the icon now. He said he even smelled good, that he was so good he dragged Darby over the finish line. Ethan told Darby that Sting is carrying him and he's just a spineless, codependent bitch. All right. Sky told him to go find someone other than Sting and prove them wrong. Darby took the mic and they awkwardly cut away from him to plug Britt Baker's Celebration. He seemed unsure of what to say. Schiavone stood mid-ring for the Shit Taker BME celebration. There was a platter of fast food burgers and a gathering of wrestlers, including Ryan Nemeth. By the way, looked a lot like his brother. I'm just going to say that.
A lot.
Because he had like the tuxedo kind of shit. He looked quite a bit like his brother in that one, didn't he?
It was scary, yes.
Vicky Guerrero was there. Nyla Rose was there. Peter Avalon, Chaos Project, Jack Evans, Angelico. I think that's why Tony Khan just puts like a lot of people on payroll, just so, in case they have a celebration, they can have like a lot of people show up.
Yeah, or in case they get Adam Rose, he can have a lot of people hop around the ring with him.
Oh, Adam, we hardly knew ye. Shit Taker enters the ring, and she said the fans have already been gifted, but she's going to outdo Jericho. She said taped under everyone's seats are burger coupons. What is this, Oprah? Ross said. She then said, "Wait, they're all right here with me where they belong." She pointed to the platter of burgers. She said she did all the work. Nyla Rose was rolling her eyes throughout. She talked about taking the AEW women's division to a new level. Shit Taker invited 2 people to join her for a bite to eat. She said Schiavone and Rebel are worthy. Rose knocked them out of their hands. She tossed the platter out of the ring and into the row of fans. Excalibur said she was spoiling Shit Taker's celebration. Rose began popping balloons with her nails. That's how you get heat, by the way. That's how you get heat in AEW. You throw out burgers and you pop some balloons.
Yep, that'll do it.
Take that, Bill Watts. Fuck you, Bill Watts. Fuck you, Vern Gagne. That's how you get real heat, pal. That's how you get some real heat and you eat that pussy all night long. Woo! Backstage, Pac and Penta interrupted an Eddie Kingston interview. Pac told him they don't need his help, so stay out of their business.
Kingston said the enemy of his... We got them, right? Pac and Penta and Ray Phoenix. Okay.
Bunny versus Red Velvet. There's one that's going to put the asses in the seats. Winner was Velvet in 7 minutes. Dark Order talked backstage. John Silver. Here's another guy. The boys love him, and he's a nice guy, so let's put him on the payroll. Mm-hmm. John Silver hammed it up as he reveled, and he was given a TNT title shot, but since he's not medically cleared, he's giving the shot to Evil Uno. Uno was happy. God damn.
I like Uno. I like Evil Uno.
He can't get over, though, Bryant. He can't get over. They can't get him over.
You know why?
Can't.
Because he's in Dark Order.
Yeah.
If Miro's... they redo that whole thing now, I mean, they just need to revamp it or just disband it or something. It makes no sense really right now.
Miro stood backstage and thanked God for his power. He also gave a shout out to his wife for being hot. Good picture on social media of Liv and Lana on the beach somewhere. They had Lana in her bikini looking good. Looking at all this she can look. Woo!
Only she has the ass shield insurance.
Sometimes people bang on your ass too hard and it deflates. Get ass shield. Woo!
I did see Liv Morgan's Instagram post right after Ruby got let go. It was really nice. It was,
anybody who hires Heidi Lovelace is going to be bueno or whatever. Is it Heidi or Heather? I can't remember. It's not Linda.
I don't know. Was it I think it is Heidi.
Yeah. He said he's going to use his match with Uno as a teachable moment for the rest of the locker room. He said you don't come after someone like him because you think you can win. Excalibur plugging a special Saturday night edition of Dynamite in just 3 weeks. It's June 26th, featuring, here we go, Omega versus Jungle Boy, Miro versus Evil Uno on next Friday's episode, plus Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler versus Pac and Penta and Kingston, and Page and Dark Order's 10 versus Brian Cage and Powerhouse Hobbs. Raw's hyped. The first ever bull rope match in AEW history was next. Dustin Rhodes and Nick Comoroto versus Nick Comoroto. Comoroto. I don't know. He's Bruiser Brody Jr. to me. That's all I know.
He's like if Bruiser Brody and Jack Black had a kid.
And there was an overrun, and then Dustin won in 11 minutes. And I like Bruiser Brody Jr., and I like his look anyway.
Yeah, I think he's a little underrated, man. I like you. I think he might turn out to be pretty good, kind of like an Otis almost.
The Arn Anderson podcast, they've gone back and kind of rebooted it, and they're just going through Arn's early history in his life and kind of going, that's very good. Also, Arn was the guest on the Super Studcast with Robert Fuller and goes through some of his history as well, and very good stuff. The Jeff Jarrett thing, I think, has been I was initially like shitting on it. They did a fantastic episode of the formation of TNA. I almost said AEW. Oh, how appropriate.
Well,
they talked about TNA and the formation. They went through Jerry Jarrett's book kind of line by line about stuff that had happened, and there's stuff that Jeff agrees with, some stuff that he has issues with. It's pretty interesting. And as you recall, all of that led to Jerry and Jeff being estranged for, I don't know, many, many years and not talking to each other at all. So, yeah.
It's sad, but it's understandable. I don't condone it, but I understand.
Vince Russo, not only does he kill Owen Hart, but he also breaks up families, which is kind of nice, right?
Good at that shit.
Yeah, he's very good. The new owner of the Realm Network. Congratulations, Vince. I don't know what you bought or own or anything, and no one else does either, but whoopity-doo. That is fantastic for you.
The wedding singer.
Whoopity-doo. And we did see that at the NWA pay-per-view, Camille is our new NWA Women's Champion. Camille, the Brickhouse, is our new NWA Women's Champion.
Yes, I did see that. I kind of expected that, didn't you? And what I mean,
it was building up to it. Their women's belt. Their women's belt has a picture of her inlaid like in the middle of it now. If you go and look at it, it's pretty cool.
Oh, no. I saw her with the belt on, but I didn't see that. I have to go back. Yeah. I did see that Taryn Terrell is now with NWA. She was in a tag team match with Kylie Ray against Thunder Rosa and Melina.
Taryn Terrell is all Alliance.
She looks good too, man. She's only like 35. I mean, she's not really that old.
That Me Too bitch Billy Corgan talked about the idea of possibly having Nick Aldis show up on AEW since Tony Khan is a fan of gangbangs or whatever he's doing. So,
whatever, yeah.
Exactly. Any closing comments? Any other closing comments on another award-winning episode of Katie Vick is Alive Live?
Yeah, I do have one closing comment related to what we were just talking about, Taryn Terrell. Did you know who she was married to for a year back or two, like from 2009 to 2011? I didn't know this.
Nature Boy! It was the Nature Boy!
Married, not shacked up with.
Oh, sorry. Who was it?
McIntyre. How about that?
Oh yeah, I knew that they were married briefly. Yes.
Okay, maybe I don't remember that for whatever reason. I don't.
Yeah. Now that you jog my memory, I know he went through and that was part of the problem with his first departure from World Wrestling Entertainment. It was like he was going through the divorce and he started drinking and all that shit. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
Yeah. I think that was part of the deal.
That. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Bryant can be followed on social media, Instagram, and also Twitter at Bry Sports, BRY Sports. He is on the TikTok at Stanley Jackson 23. The show is on Twitter at Katie Vick Alive. I am on Twitter at Britt Whitmire, BRITTWHITMIRE, and my Instagram is BDub for Reels, BDUB number 4 REELZ. And just a note about our Amazon. We got a couple things coming up. Father's Day on the 20th, so you got 2 weeks for that. And we'd love for you to shop through our store, katievick.com. And also Amazon Prime Day is the 21st and the 22nd with the best prices of the year. And we would love, again, if you would shop through our Amazon store, which is katievick.com. Doesn't change the price of what you're buying. It just helps us out. We certainly appreciate that. And until next time, fans, we'll see you ringside.